Hello, good people. It's Rob Lee. We're going to read an article. It's not a very big one, and I'm not going to read it all because I'm not going to regurgitate the hate. And as always, whenever I get an article, I always look at it to see if there's any codes or any occult symbolism in it to tell me that it's a hoax. And I deem this story to be real, just as I did the story about the nurse in Indiana. This is out of Texas, and it's out of Fox News, and I'm not going to read the whole story. I'll put a link in the description box. A Texas student newspaper blasted over anti-white, your DNA is an abomination. A young college student at Texas State said that in the school newspaper that white people should be wiped off the face of the earth, that we are a scourge, that we are evil, and that our whiteness is we are going to come to an end, and that he hates us. And this was in the school newspaper. We're evil, and you can read the article for yourself. Again, I'm not going to repeat it all. I would like for you to think about something, though. This is what Rudy, I think Martinez says. And I want you to see that this is bigger than just us, that it goes bigger than just us. It has to do with the Almighty Father. It has to do with Jesus Christ. The Almighty Father says that we are wonderfully made because we are made in His image. I will praise Thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are Thy works, and that my soul knoweth right well. You saw me before I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in your book of life before one of them came to be. So the Father knows us, and even us white people. We are loved by the Almighty Father very, very, very much. So when you see people, whether it be BLM, La Raza, Antifa, or whether it be Zionists, Muslims, or anybody else, Google for censoring me for trying to help people to just learn the truth. This hatred is not just toward us, it's toward our Father. When you say that you want to kill a child, or that, as the woman, the nurse in Indiana said, that white children should be sacrificed to wolves, that's a kind of evil that it's hard to put into words, but yet I tell you, this is part of prophecy. This has to happen. I know many of you don't like hearing it. It angers you, it hurts you, and I understand that. Trust me, I share those same sentiments. It has to happen. This is part of the end times, of what was going to happen to a people called Israel. No, I don't mean the state of Israel. I mean the people of Israel. And the people of Israel come from Adam, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Jacob was surnamed Israel. Now, I'm not saying that all so-called white people are of Israel, because this is not true. Because there were people already on this earth when the first man that we know as Adam was already here. And this is easily taught in the Bible. All you have to do is read Genesis 4, because you see that when, when Cain was banished, Cain went and met other people. He started building cities, and he had his own family. Okay? This has to happen. This evil behavior toward us, that we should be wiped off the face of the earth and everybody hates us. Just like the story with the nurse, who said that we should be killed, and again, we should sacrifice our children to wolves. This goes on all the time, people. This is not new. This is all over YouTube. And this is what's really going on, and this is going to continue to happen. This is not going to end. The reason you're seeing this more and more is because it's part of prophecy. The devil and his children know that their time is short. And I recently challenged a couple people named Lynn Lees, Carl Gallups, some black Hebrew Israelites, Mike Adams. I challenged these people. I went to their channel and I challenged them to debate me. Take 5 or 10 minutes for nobody, me, open up the Bible, and I will show you that I am right and that you are wrong. Of course, they won't do it. The reason they won't do it is because they know that if we open up the scriptures, I can show them that they are wrong. For example, Lynn Lees and Carl Gallup say that there's no such thing as a serpent seed. Well, Genesis 3:14 and 15 makes it clear that there's a serpent seed. Matthew chapter 13, 36 through 50, Jesus Christ himself tells us that the devil has his own family. I mean, the Bible says that Jesus says anything that my Father has not planted will be uprooted and thrown in the fire. I mean, how much more clear can it be? how much more clear? So we're going to move on to something else. This was at Natural News, the science agenda to exterminate blacks, you see, to exterminate blacks. Now, there's an agenda to destroy white people. But this is this guy, Mike Adams, and he works for the system. He's been on Alex Jones, and he's a devil. I challenged the guy to the channel who hosts his video to a debate. He was gung-ho at first, and after a couple of minutes, he thought differently. I guess maybe he figured that I knew what I was talking about. And I simply told him again, let's open up the Bible, 5 or 10 minutes. Hey, let's do it. We're all being destroyed by the agenda of this earth through food, water, Monsanto, the air, the water, pollution. We're all being destroyed. It's hardly an agenda to just destroy black people. Vaccines, pharmaceuticals, this is to destroy Jacob, to destroy God's chosen people. Jesus Christ sees all this. This is known, people. And in the article that was written in Texas, did you find it strange that the boy Rudy Martinez happened to mention DNA, that he wanted our DNA was an abomination? You see, you are known by your DNA of where you come from. And the Almighty Father's children have a distinct DNA. I fully believe this. And we are known by it. And I believe that the devil knows who we are by our DNA. And I want you to think about something, because again, this is prophecy. You can pause and read if you need be. This is in Revelation 12, and I have taught it many times. The devil was cast out. 1/3 of the angels were cast out to earth, and that they were going to come to earth, and they were going to persecute the children of the woman. And that's the family of Jesus Christ, the flock of Jesus Christ, which have the commandment and the testimony of Jesus Christ. And they were going to try to destroy us with a flood. This is 12:16. 15. They were going to, the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood. Now this water, if you go over to Revelation 17, Revelation chapter 1, chapter 17, verse 1 and 15, you will see that the water is symbolic of people, nations, multitudes, and tongues. And the Almighty Father says in verse 16 that he will help the woman, which is us, and he will swallow up the flood, which means that we will win in the end. Seeing with all this hatred is the devil making one last attempt to destroy us. And the dragon was wroth with the woman. He was angry, and he went to make war with the remaining of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ, that is us. So they have tried to destroy us with a flood. And this makes it clear, if you want to read the verses in 17:1 and 17:15, that the water is symbolic of people. So you have all these people coming from different places, and people right here at home who are constantly telling you that white people are evil, we're bad, and we want to kill your children. Now, folks, what's so bad about it is that the same people will turn around and they will tell us that we're bad. You see, this is what the devil does. The devil will strike you and try to murder you, and then when you speak up in self-defense, he will cry and say, look at what you're doing to me. And this actually works. On some people, it actually works. It doesn't work on all of us, but it does work on some people who do not have the testimony of Jesus Christ and know that they are of the Father. This has to happen, and it's going to play itself out. And we are going to win. I promise you, we are going to win. We've already won. It's going to play itself out. Brothers and sisters, it's time to start understanding that God means what he says, and he says what he means. And this is not a joke, it's not a game, and this is real. This is reality. Proverbs 23:23, buy the truth and sell it not. Also wisdom and instruction and understanding. This is about us, Jesus Christ. And no, you're not going to hear these stories on mainstream media. You're not going to hear Sharpton or Maddow or Stewart, or you're not going to hear it at church. You're not going to hear Lemon, CNN, Sharpton. You're not going to see anybody marching. I want to close, and as we close, I want to read you something about hypocrisy and what your Father thinks about hypocrisy, because our Almighty Father knows everything, and so he knows a thing or two about hypocrisy, claiming to have moral standards to which one's actions do not conform. And I want you to read this one verse, and I want you to understand what's being said here, because again, all this evil is not only aimed at us, it's aimed at the Father and the Son, because Jesus said that, that For people that behave like this, they know not the Father or the Son. Isaiah 32:6, for the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity to practice hypocrisy and to utter error against the Lord. To utter error against who? Against the Lord, against the Father. To make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. Here's the information from my websites. They become closer and closer to becoming a reality. Some people have been reaching out to me to help me. Pam, Jerry, Mike, I appreciate it. I truly do. And with the Father's will, it will get done. I appreciate it. And I want you guys to know that the Almighty Father loves you. Jesus Christ loves you. And that the Father chose you a long time ago to be his peculiar and special people. And I want to read a verse to you as we close. This is in Amos. It says, I have known only you of the families on earth. So he holds us to a higher standard. Amos 3:2, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. We are held to a higher standard, people. So we have to behave and be more obedient and love our Father because we are his children. So when we get out of line, your Father will punish you and punish you harshly to bring you back to him. I know this firsthand. Please stay in prayer, be obedient to your Father, and try your very best to be the best sons and daughters that you can possibly be. And remember, we've already won, but we're going to have to run this final lap, and it may be hard. It may be incredibly hard, but we will win. God bless you. Take care, and take care of one another. Take care of one another. God bless.